What's going on, Paul fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're just going to be reviewing the Hawthorn clash for round 16. Port Adelaide getting their job done by 34 points in what was a pretty overall dominant performance by the Power in the end, led by an Ollie Wines masterclass of 43 touches, 23 of those contested, and he just had a day out. Unfortunately for Shaun Burgoyne in his 400th game, they couldn't get up for him, but we spoiled the party, and it was a business trip really in the end for the Power. So let's dive into it and see exactly what panned out during the night. Bit of a late review, I'm sorry, I did miss the game last night. It was unfortunate because I really wanted to see Shaun Burgoyne's 400th game. You know, he's been a masterstroke for his whole career, 20 plus years, and you know, when he started out at Port, ending up in Hawthorn, he's been a magnificent player throughout the whole time and a real role model for people. So to see him get cheered off by Boakey and Liam Shiels was a fantastic gesture, and the Hawthorn banner as well was a real nod of the hat moment, because I thought that was exquisite of them to acknowledge his past in Port Adelaide colours and the premiership there, and to come over to Hawthorn. And the whole journey was just exceptional. It was a celebration of a player, not of a Hawthorn man. So it was a fantastic moment by both clubs, and really a nice gesture as well by Tom Jonas and the whole Port Adelaide Football Club for the present that we gave Shaun Burgoyne as well. So a really nice touch by everyone on the night. And whilst it was a great celebration for his career, there was a bit of fire in it, and the crowd didn't really like Connor Rozee, and there was a bit of argy-bargy stuff going on throughout the night, and you could tell we were up for the challenge, which was great to see. I think we put the pedal to the metal in the second quarter. We were feeling each other out in the first, and we were just taking our chances a lot better in that first quarter, and the second quarter came along and gave them nothing. They only scored, I think it was a point in the quarter, and we piled on 5 goals, and it was a typical Port Adelaide quarter where we basically beat up a bottom side for a quarter and then put the cue in the rack and say job done. And the third quarter is a pretty shitty quarter after watching the replay, and I think more so than ever it's been that typical performance where we, like I said, put the cue in the rack after dominating them for a quarter, and we just grinded out the game. And you know, it was a business trip type performance. Get over there, get the job done, celebrate Shaun Burgoyne, get 4 points, and come back home. The last quarter especially, that looked to be the case, where we just chugged along at 50-60%, gave it a little bit of a sniff, but it was pretty much a dull game really. There was not too many highlights in it. I think the performance of Charlie Dixon throughout the night, his presence was exceptional. Gave us plenty to work with up forward. I thought Sam Mays' job playing a full-time game for once was a pretty good performance. Obviously Ollie Wines with his 43 touches going at about 10% efficiency with his kicking, but that's the Ollie Wines we know. Boakey was serviceable. Drew pretty good as well. I thought Burton down back was pretty good, and Carl Amon was good as well. And you know, it panned out to be the game we all thought. Connor Rozee looked pretty good with his touches, and you know, getting booed a lot by the Hawthorn fans. But I think what set the tone for him was wearing the long sleeve. My word, that was one of the better looking long sleeve wearers I've seen in my time watching football. And I'm a long sleeve wearer playing footy, and got to appreciate the small things, and a long sleeve is definitely one of them. So well done to Connor for doing that. Not the type of person I'd expect to wear a long sleeve, but please do it more often, mate. I want to spend a moment talking about Kane Farrell, because what hasn't been 100% confirmed, but it's most likely going to be an ACL, and it's such an unfortunate moment in his career, and we've seen many people come back from ACLs, and they're bigger and better players, and hopefully that is the case with Kane. But he's been building for a while now. It's been pretty good, I've thought, over the last couple of weeks, and going to miss that bomb of a left foot that he has. So hopefully he comes back pretty quickly, and we can do a job for him throughout the year, because he's been one of the team players and does the job, and whatever's asked of him he does. So wishing Kane all the best. It's such an unfortunate injury, and well, Marvel Stadium, another one bites the dust on that surface. So it was in the same pocket as Robbie Gray did his as well, which was, you know, and it was a pretty gross moment, and just the way it looked for Kane, it was definitely not something that I wish advising anyone watching. So hopefully that is the case, but we'll see how he pans out. But yeah, all the best for Kane for his recovery. And it opens the door now for Zak Butters to come straight back into the side next week. Amazing performance on Saturday for him. What would probably be the case is he got a 5-day turnaround. So I don't know if they put that risk in with him playing 5 days beforehand. We've got Melbourne on Thursday night. Massive game. Both Melbourne and Port Adelaide have a 5-day break, but it's all about recovery, and I think Zak Butters coming in for his first game against Centrals and the Magpies was pretty damn serviceable. 20 odd touches, kicked a couple of goals, and they were both clutch goals. And the way he kicked that last goal, breaking through the pack on his snap, right foot, it was Zak Butters vintage. So I look forward to seeing. I reckon he comes straight back in for Kane Farrell next week. And any other changes that are made, I think it'll be pretty hard to make. But there's a few putting their hand up at the moment. Hamish Hartlett definitely looks like he could be coming back into the side with his 30 odd touches on the weekend. And players like Bonner, players like I thought Leonard was pretty serviceable on Saturday night for Port, but when you got someone like Hamish Hartlett now building, give him the reward for effort, and hopefully he does that coming back into the side. Marty Frederick was pretty serviceable too, coming in as the med sub, kicking his first goal in AFL footy, which was a pretty flashy one for Flash. A sidestep on the 400 gamer and sliding one home to get a bit of the momentum rolling for us. And we were looking for that spark a bit, and we just didn't really have it. And he gave us that, and everything just turned to gold after that. And Miles Bergman as well. Shout out to him. I hopefully gets the Rising Star nod for this week, because his performance Saturday night was exceptional. He was just everywhere. He was just such a utility, and it's great to see him finding that patch of form now that we all thought he's deserved his opportunity. He's been on the brink of giving us something, and kicking 2 goals. One of them was exceptional on the banana outside of the foot. Bursting through packs, taking solid marks. It's the Miles Bergman, I think we were hoping to get at some stage, and for him to be delivering now is pretty good. And we're wanting that, people coming into the side, because we've had so many injuries. We need people to stand up, and if Bergman's doing that, he was good last week against the Swans, he's good this week again, and he's just building, and that's great, because if he starts to build, then all these other players around him will start to build a bit more, and it becomes a pretty handy looking unit when it gets to that stage. So hopefully he continues that for the rest of the year. Just an overall grab on the performance. We were solid. There's not too much to take out of it. Again, it was us betting up a bottom 10 team. Nothing more than that. Really, it was. And I personally take the opinion. Yeah, I completely agree with the Port fans at the moment that are saying, we've got to finish sides. We can't be just scraping across the line against bottom 10 sides, winning quarters by 1, 2, 3 goals, or even under a goal, and scraping through in the end and getting a 5, 6 goal win, because at the end of the day we're fighting for top 4 and going to get percentage. Completely agree, completely understand that. But what I've looked at this time is it's a 5-day break to Melbourne. Melbourne's going to be such a big game. It's the game I reckon we've needed, we've wanted. We haven't beaten anyone in the top 4. It's the game that I think all of us Port fans are now penciled in to say, Melbourne are the top team. They've been the benchmark the whole year. They are struggling a little bit. They lost to GWS. They had a bye. They lost to Collingwood. They just got over the line against Essendon. There's all to play for them, because they're going to be on the brink of losing top spot. So this is an opportunity for Port. And I think putting the cue in the rack a little bit, saving the legs, and just looking forward to next week now puts us in a great position back at home in front of our fans to have a real crack at Melbourne. And I really do hope that we take it to them and quite possibly take the 4 points, because if we do that, it's a massive step, and I reckon getting the 4 points over Melbourne will give our side a massive confidence in being able to take the next step this year and actually clicking. Because if we get that confidence over a top 4 team and win, then that's the barrier we've broken. The monkey's off the back. People will start not questioning us as much anymore, and we'll have a bit of respect back from the comp and a bit of self-belief again, which is what we need going into the September. So that's the main focus for me. I think Melbourne's the case now. This is the last probably chance of us proving a point, besides the Dogs in round 23. This is a chance at home, Melbourne, in front of our fans. It's a must-win game. Well, Port fans, that is my wrap-up of round 16. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the game overall. Pretty short review. Haven't taken too much out of it. I think overall performance was good. I'm just going to look forward to next week now. Thursday night footy. It's going to be massive, and I'm very much excited to see how the boys pan out. Look out for a preview for next week in the coming days as well with Caden McDonald and the Backyard Charizard. They're going to be jumping on for the preview for a big build up for this week's game. It's Thursday night footy, Melbourne, 7:10 p.m. So looking forward to it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide and AFL content coming your way. My name is Anthony, and as always, count the pet.